Welcome to another Super Deluxe Edition unboxing video. Today we're going to take a look at the 50th anniversary of the Jesus Christ Superstar album. This is the rock opera by Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber, which was originally released in late 1970 and achieved massive success actually in America in particular, and then led to the musical. But it all started with the album, so it's 50 years old. In fact, the first single, Superstar, came out in November '69, I think it was. It's actually a month before I was born. So this is a 3 CD set. It's quite a kind of lavish sort of 10-inch style package, but it is actually just the 3 CDs. So the first 2 CDs of the album, and then there's a bonus disc with various outtakes. There's some B-sides. It's quite an interesting selection. I think it's basically all they've got. And so this comes in the form of this is the most deluxe version, and it's basically a hardcover book in a slipcase. That's the sort of classic design. So let's take the book out and have a look. There is nothing else. It's the book. There's no bits of replica of this, that and the other. It's just the book, so it's quite clean and simple. Now, this is the original sort of album cover artwork without any typography on it. And we've got the 2 discs there, so that's the original album remastered, and then the 3rd disc with the bonus material is at the back there. That's what the hype sticker looks like. I've just removed that from the seal and put it on the inside back cover page. So this book is really like a deep dive into the album and the background. There's the various images of Christ as depicted by different artists. That's also in the inside of the vinyl, which we'll look at in a minute. But yeah, here's what's in this book. So there's an introduction. There's a sort of deep dive kind of question and answer by Lois Wilson. There's lyrics, and then there's Matt Berry and Nile Rodgers talk about why they like the record. So yeah, so this is kind of what you'd expect, but I mean it's really good, A little bit of an introduction from Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. Tim says notably at the end here that he's probably more proud of it now at 76 than he was when he was 25. So that's quite interesting. But yeah, I mean I love these photos, looking very sort of student-like in the early days. Yeah, and this is the Lois Wilson thing. So it's basically the story of the album of Jesus Christ Superstar. And these are new interviews. She talks to Tim Rice, Andrew Lloyd Webber, various people. Who else does she talk to? She talks to Murray Head, Neil Hubbard. But I have to show you this. I like this. These are some original diaries scanned in. This is Tim Rice's diary. They make a point of saying, he's written here writing opera. It's like lunch, then writing opera. But what I like, the little detail at the top, 10 o'clock it says Henry McCulloch's money. So he's obviously has to pay Henry because the future Wings guitarist plays on the Jesus Christ Superstar album. But yeah, that was good. I like that. More diary things going on here. And yeah, just loads of great photos. There's Henry there. Lots of details. I mean, I do like it when they dig out all this stuff. It's amazing that all this ephemera gets kept. Faxes and telexes and all that kind of stuff. So it's quite. You can see there's a lot here. There's a lot of reading, which is always good. This is them getting their gold disc when it started to become successful. I mean, amazingly, it did much better in America than it did in the UK, but the album was the best-selling album in America in 1971, It was ahead of Carole King's Tapestry, for example, which is quite surprising because that was a massive selling record. So the lyrics are here. This is kind of from the original booklet from the LP. It's the same style. And then there's some famous people saying how much they like the record. Matt Berry, who we've interviewed recently on SDE, he very passionately goes on about how much he likes the album. And in fact, he did some work on the 40th anniversary celebration. Helped make a documentary. That's interesting. And then, there's some sort of artwork from the original era. Then Nile Rodgers similarly raves about it and tells you what an impact it had on his life in the early 70s when he was living in Greenwich Village with his parents. So there's some other bits and bobs here. This is a 1970 script for open-end interview with the curators of Jesus Christ Superstar. This is one of these interviews where they syndicate it, I think. So you get some photographic stuff there. That's obviously when it opened as a show. But these are the credits for the original record. And then here's some details around the bonus material, which they've called Sketches of Superstar, Outtakes, Rarities and Curios. So what we've got here, there's a lot of unreleased stuff. There's guide vocal versions of songs. There's songs with Tim Rice and Murray Head singing them, scat vocals, instrumentals. But then there's things like the single edit of I Don't Know How to Love Him. There's the A and B side of a German single. And then that interview, actually, that's on here. The one we were looking at a minute ago, that's on there in terms of the audio. So I think it's a reasonably good selection. I mean, there's 15 tracks. And then actually, look, there's a commentary here. So Tim Rice talks you through it. So that's quite good. That's what you need, actually. It's good to see this because not everyone does this. So in reference to that open-end interview, he says it was recorded by MCA, who were the record company, their publicity department, as part of the PR tour, and then the gaps were for questions, allowing local radio stations to fill in the gaps with their DJs asking the questions. So it sounds like it's an authentic interview, but really everyone got the same interview. That was quite common practice. So I think if you're a fan of the album and you're a fan of physical music, then I think you're going to want the deluxe edition. So the book slots back in there. This is kind of like the size of the sort of John Lennon sets. It's that kind of 10-inch size. Of course, this is just CDs. So let's take a look at the vinyl as well. Now, I happen to have a copy of the special sort of limited edition vinyl, which recreates the original sort of pop-up sleeve where it opens up. This is a kind of D2C, direct-to-consumer only, so you can't get this on Amazon. You have to buy it through certain channels. So this opens up like a kind of big envelope. Some very mirrorboard, reflective, shiny surfaces inside. So you get the two records in polyline sleeves. And then sitting underneath those records, this is the original booklet. So this was referenced in that book that we just looked at. So it just tells you the singers in order of appearance. Gives you details about who played what. Of course, Ian Gillan is famously in this. So there he is there. Murray Head, Ian Gillan. And so then there's lyrics. All the lyrics, quite important, of course. And then this is a little guide to those pictures of Christ, which I was telling you about, which comes as a separate sheet, tells you who painted what. You do get a download card, Sound of Vinyl, and then those same images are at the back there, printed on the inside. Now I should point out that the records are half speed mastered at Abbey Road, so Miles Shaw, I think, worked on that. So that's good. So this is the limited edition version. 2 LP set, Jesus Christ Superstar. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at the 50th anniversary editions of Jesus Christ Superstar, the Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice rock opera. If you have enjoyed it, why not subscribe to the STE YouTube channel for more great physical music unboxed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.